Fusion Drum Lesson.
Through all my years deeply studying the genre of fusion music, or more specifically jazz fusion, I've narrowed it down to these 10 grooves and fills that are the most commonly referenced grooves and fills by all of the greatest drummers of all time. Still to this very day, you can hear these grooves and fills being referenced by amazing drummers worldwide. For this video, I've narrowed it down to 6 of the most influential fusion drummers of all time: Billy Cobham, Steve Gadd, Vinnie, Dennis Chambers, Dave Weckl, and Gary Novak. Okay, so the way I'm going to go about this video is as follows. I'm going to first show you the groove or fill by the drummer who pioneered the groove or fill, a couple clips, a couple examples. Then I'm going to show me demonstrating that groove or fill with the transcription on the screen. I'm going to be doing it full speed with the transcription. Then I'll slow it down for you guys with the transcription on the screen. And then I'll speed it back up and explore based off that groove or fill. Okay, so I'll go off on an exploration. This will be about a minute long. And ideally, this is me demonstrating what you guys should do with each one. I'm only doing it for a minute in the demo, but you guys should take your time. Do 30 to 60 minutes per example. And you'll see that you'll discover hundreds of your own versions and variations of these grooves and fills yourself. This is how you will develop your own vocabulary. So please milk each example for all that it's worth.
Disclaimer and some jazz fusion history.
Billy Cobham, who I deem as the OG of jazz fusion drumming, he was definitely inspired by Tony Williams, okay? So I guess you could say Tony Williams is technically the OG because he was the first to fuse two genres together. He took jazz and he morphed it into rock, really chaotic jazz rock. So technically he did create fusion, but Billy took it in a whole different direction. Billy really put his foot on the gas on that idea of the drums being driving but playing all these crazy grooves and chops and fills all together and really pushing the boundaries of the instrument. All this really kind of, I guess, leading the jazz fusion movement. So Tony created it, but Billy Cobham really kind of innovated and pioneered it in a way, in the same way that Chuck Berry invented rock and roll, but Elvis Presley pioneered it. He made it mainstream. So that's kind of how Chuck Berry is to Elvis Presley, that's how Tony Williams is to Billy Cobham. So I still deem Billy as the OG of fusion drumming. Also, I know that there are plenty of other influential fusion drummers such as Lenny White, Terry Bozzio, Simon Phillips, Peter Erskine, Omar Hakim, Kirk Covington. The list goes on. There are plenty influential fusion drummers. But just for the sake of this video, it being 10 grooves and fills, these are the most influential and most iconic to me specifically, and the most commonly referred to grooves and fills that I've heard played by all drummers. I've narrowed it down to these 6. Also, fun fact, all of these cats, all these 6 fusion drummers, well, 5 of them, everyone except for Billy Cobham, played for one of 2 artists, or both, Allan Holdsworth and Chick Corea. So 5 of these 6 drummers have drummed for Allan Holdsworth and or Chick Corea, which is a crazy, right? These are the 2 most influential instrumental fusion musicians of all time. Now, you could say, but Frank Zappa's one of the most influential. Yes, that's true, but he sings, so it's kind of a whole different thing for me. I'm talking instrumental fusion music, that classic cliche Chick Corea, Allan Holdsworth. It's these 2 really kind of led the fusion movement in a way. So, Vinnie, Dave, Dennis, Gary Novak, Steve Gadd, they all drummed for Chick Corea and or Allan Holdsworth. And so I highly encourage you to check out these two musicians, Allan Holdsworth and Chick Corea, but also dive into Frank Zappa, fusion bands, the innovative, Mahavishnu, you have Weather Report. So check out all of these groups and musicians because they all have incredible music. But for me personally, Chick Corea, Chick Corea Electric Band specifically, and Allan Holdsworth, it's just go through all that discography. That will be a class and a seminar in and of itself. Check out all that music. It's some of my favorite in the entire world. And with that being said, I think it's time to officially begin
the top 10 grooves and fills of fusion drum.
Alright, y'all, so I figured we'd kick it off with the most iconic fusion drum groove of all time, Cobham's signature groove, that driving fusion groove. I know you've heard it at least once before. This is Billy Cobham's like kind of claim to fame, where it's like you hear that, you're like, Cobham. Because Cobham passed it right down to Dennis Chambers. You hear Dennis doing this shit all the time as well. So like Billy Cobham would push the Mahavishnu Orchestra by busting out this groove, real fast tempos, and this groove is just like, it's a pummel of notes, and really, it's quite simple to play, because when you slow it down, as you saw, it's just, it's a slow funk groove, it's real funky. So Cobham would drive with this, and a lot of modern drummers, we innovated by kind of doing inverted paradiddles. So, inverted paradiddle and then a regular paradiddle. Right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left. You hear that a lot at fast tempos. Or even just inverted paradiddles. You'd be. So you hear a lot of modern drummers kind of taking inverted paradiddles and being able to go faster, because inverted paradiddle flows much quicker than regular single strokes. So, in those last two notes where we're going, that can be substituted for just a left, left. And you can go even faster. So, really play around. You'll see in the video how, you saw how I really kind of explored, and then I switched it up and do open-handed. You see that a lot. A lot of the greatest drummers, they call back to this reference of Cobham's signature groove to pay homage and then kind of flip it in their own way. So, really have fun with this groove. This is the most famous groove. Another iconic drum groove pioneered by the man himself, Steve Gadd. This is the Mozambique groove, but Gadd took it and he kind of pushed it and made it more fusion with the way he approached it. Flam, Cowbell, kick and snare with his tones. I mean, you hear this on Late in the Evening by Paul Simon, which is a pop hit. That was a Billboard charting song back in the day, and that's a Mozambique groove by Steve Gadd. So, that wide flam at the beginning, really make sure to make that super wide. Play around with that. Gadd would move his left hand around. He'd change his right foot kick pattern. And this groove, man, this is actually really iconic because, so, in this video today, I'm doing 6 fusion drummers. I'm doing Billy, and then Gadd, Weckl, Vinnie, Dennis Chambers, and Gary Novak. Now, Billy Cobham and Gary Novak, it's kind of like the OG and then like the youngest of the bunch. But these 4 in the middle, I'd say this is the Mount Rushmore of fusion drummers right there for me. I mean, you can't really say that because Billy's not on it and then Gary's not. But I'm just saying, like, for these 4, this is kind of an era. Steve Gadd, Dennis Chambers, Vinnie, Dave Weckl, that's an era of icons. And this groove unified the 3 of the 4 drummers on that Mount Rushmore, Gadd, Vinnie, and Dave. So you see that clip from that Buddy Rich tribute, and the 3 of them, they unify on that groove. So sick, so sick. They all just collectively unify, and then they start shedding over that groove. Start shedding. It's so iconic. Please go check out that whole video. But yeah, This groove is another absolutely iconic fusion drum groove. Gadd's Flutter groove. You cannot go wrong with the Flutter groove, man. I don't know why they called it the Flutter groove, but we're gonna call it that just because everyone's calling it that. The Flutter groove. You see Gadd really like to do that double kick turnaround where it's like the last note of that transcription is a kick and the first one is. So you gotta boom, and also that double kick. Gadd really like to double kick turnaround. So take note of that. Really try that in a lot of your grooves. That boom, kind of real bossy, real firm, real just like it's such a statement to double kick that turnaround. But this groove, the Flutter groove, really influenced the whole era of drummers doing like these linear drum grooves, linear drum beats, like the gospel drummers, even the modern Instagram drummers. These Instagram drum beats that you see, they're using the cowbell, little stacks, combining them. This all stems from the Gadd Flutter groove, okay? Even like, I wrote a whole book called The Hi-Hat Chick, where I'm combining the hi-hat chick, where Gadd, with the Flutter groove combined with, Gadd did, you know, the song, Paul Simon, what's it called? 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon. That groove that Gadd did, incorporating the hi-hat, very influential to incorporate the hi-hat chick. So these Instagram drummers are taking that hi-hat chick groove and the Flutter groove and combining them, making these sick-ass linear grooves. And I even did a post the other day. I'll throw that up right here. And so in this post, you'll see that I'm using the hi-hat chick very steadily, and I'm doing a lot of linear drumming. I'm shifting the hi-hat around. I'm playing around with 2 different hi-hats. But yeah, very much so inspired by Steve Gadd. If you like that groove and you want to explore more grooves and phrases incorporating the left foot, go pick up a copy of The Hi-Hat Chick at theitaliandrummer.com. On to the next groove. Dennis Chambers triplet groove. Now this one's kind of crazy. Like, this was very innovative, especially for that time. Just like single pedal double kick. It sounded like a double kick drum, but it's single pedal. Dennis was known for his very, very fast right foot. Even at times, he... real quiet. You see cats like Chris Dave doing that to this day. But like Dennis really famous for that fast right foot single pedal work, right? So in this, especially at that time, people are like, what? Where's the double pedal? And no double pedal. Like, what? What are you, how are you doing that? Slide technique. And the cat's doing slide technique. Cats started doing heel toe. And so like Dennis really pioneered how fast you could go with the right foot single pedal. And so you hear a lot of drummers doing this groove. And that's, again, them referencing and paying tribute and homage to the great Dennis Chambers. Yo, so this is my personal favorite of all the top 10 today. That one right there, Novak's Naked Cymbal Groove, that is my favorite because it's just so unique. It sounds so cool. When I first heard this, I was like I started levitating. It was so cool, man. The way that Novak's using naked cymbals. You see cats like Vinnie and Dave often using naked cymbals. Such a fusion thing to do. And then a lot of gospel cats start using naked cymbals too. Just cymbal swells into, you're hitting the one, but no kick drum. A naked cymbal is hitting a crash cymbal, but no kick drum, right? It's very uncommon. Usually when you hear a crash cymbal hit, there's kick drum with it, whether it's on the 1, 2, 3, and 4. But especially on that downbeat, on that one, usually you'll hear and there's a kick with that. But these fusion cats, they start going and that's so sick because it's kind of like, oh, we floated over the downbeat and landed like a skateboarding trick, landed on beat 2. Really cool. And like cats innovated the naked cymbal, started because it's such a way to build tension as well. And so, yeah, just so cool how Novak will replace the backbeat too with it. He'd be like, doom, doom, like naked cymbal instead of the backbeat in and of itself. It's already naked cymbals all over. But he made it this whole sort of like naked, nasty little, all naked cymbals. Like, no backbeat, just all naked cymbals. So cool. Novak is, in my opinion, he's the most slept on. He's like the sleeper of the whole Fusion Avengers that I've assembled today. Novak is the most slept on. Please go check out Novak, because I learned about him far too late in my career. Novak he's right up there with Vinnie and Weckl in terms of like that era of fusion drumming. Like, listen to my favorite work of Gary Novak is Gary Novak's drumming on Alan Holdsworth's album Warsaw Summer Jazz Days Live 98. Check out that whole record. That might be my favorite record of all time. Check out any one of Gary Novak's solos with Chick Corea or Alan Holdsworth. You got them all over YouTube. So please go study Gary Novak. This man is crazy. His flow was insane. He's so loose and fluid on the kit. The way he moves, it's so pleasant to watch him play. And his phrasing is just so fresh. And it's so powerful. He can go from being very light to all rim shots, super powerful, and his tones are insane. It's truly beautiful. It's a work of art. It's like Picasso when he's drumming. So don't sleep on the most slept on of this group. Gary Novak is a legend and he's a beast. Please go check out Novak. Blushda, the mecca of all drum fills, all fusion drum fills. The Blushda is the most iconic fusion drum fill of all time. One of the most iconic drum fills of all time. It's a more advanced one, so it's not quite as common as, but it's still very popular. The Blushda, you gotta know this one, right? Blushda, it's the rudiment that sounds like the name. Blushda, 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 Blushda. Like, you can go all day. The Blushda, it's got a place in my heart, and a lot of fusion drummers. A lot of drummers like to hate on the Blushda because it's so popular. It's like one of those Nickelback things, or like pineapple on pizza. Everyone wants to hate on it because it's secretly they all love it, but it's just popular to hate on it because everyone does it. Everyone likes it, so people gotta hate on it. But the Blushda is so sick. It sounds so tasty, man. So, man, the Blushda is just, I mean, that wide flam at the beginning, you put a kick drum with it to beef it up, put on the floor tom to beef it up, you can move it around the toms, add a kick drum, hit it on the cymbals, right? You can cross over your hands, you can do open-handed, you can really move the Blushda around in so many ways, and it's just like, there's the triplet Blushda, which is like, or like if you widen that flam, every left hand accented, first right hand accented, like that. And there's the Blushda, 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 Blushda. But there's also the Blushda, 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 right? So you got Blushda, 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 Blushda. That's pretty much the subdivision. Instead of it being triplets, now it becomes 16th notes. Like, whatever that subdivision is. So it's like, you can take it and move it around to different subdivisions as well, which is very, very common. But really, this is the one of all the fills, this is the one you can really stretch out the most and get the most bang for your buck, because the Blushda, cats that hear that and be like, okay. And my favorite use of the Blushda personally is in this song called Aliens Rip My Face Off by this group called Charisma, with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Vinnie with this real nice wide Blushda. Let me pop that in right here real quick. The way the reverb on the toms are so beefy wide Blushda. But please, go dive deep into the Blushda, go practice, go explore it, and find cool ways to move it around the kit, because this one is the most recognizable fusion drum fill of all time. Real quick, guys, I just want to give a word from today's sponsor, who has been in the video the whole time and you guys didn't even realize it. That's how amazing it's been. BASN. Shout out to BASN for sending me this beautiful podcast microphone. So I've been using this for the whole video today. If you like the sound of this, please go pick you up one of these. Go on their website, they got mad products. I was using their in-ears for the whole filming of this video. You see me with the in-ears in, the BASN in-ears. I'm not sure the exact model types, I'm not good at that kind of stuff, but go on BASN's website. The podcast mic, if you like the way this is sounding right now, and to make it sound even better, I don't know if this is gonna affect, but like, you come closer, it will sound much nicer. You can get a deep, nice voice. This is meant for like podcasting, okay? And yeah, the in-ears are just elite. Always amazing sound when I'm playing live. So please go check out BASN, and let's get back to our video.
And it's easy to keep them going.
Steve Gadd's famous 6-stroke roll, the way he placed it around the kit. This is the first flow rudiment that I learned, the first kind of flow drum fill. I learned, being from Rochester, New York myself, I grew up, I went to Spencerport High School, and one of my seniors, his name was Kevin Reese, we were in jazz band, and he said, now he showed me the 6-stroke roll on the drum kit, and I'm like, yo. The very first flow fill I learned, because flow fills use like a lot of doubles on the snare in between. So it's like you're accenting toms and flowing on the snare drum, doing doubles. So like like chugga does, right, left, left, right, left, left, right. These are flow rudiments. So this was the first one I learned. And so Steve Gadd from Rochester, New York. I'm from Rochester, New York. So you grow up in the school system, you learn the Steve Gadd phrases. And so it really kind of like shifted and leveled me up in my drum fill game. I went from doing like singles like because now I got flow drum fill, so it leveled me up. And yeah, just really keep in mind that flow rudiments are just double strokes in the snare in between tom accents or cymbals and stuff like that. Really utilizing double strokes on the snare drum. So again, rudiments like the 6-stroke roll and the paradiddle diddle. speaking of flow rudiments, the man himself, Weckl, using paradiddle-diddles, one of the most famous flow rudiments, to really accent this rumba clave, this 3-2, this ba, da, 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 da. 3-2 rumba clave, one of the swankiest claves ever, and Weckl's just hitting it on the cowbell. Like, Weckl's used to the cowbell, just, oof. So delightful and pleasant the way he phrases on the cowbell. And he was another one known for the cowbell. He was very influenced by Gadd, who kind of like pioneered fusion cowbell, and then Weckl, again, just like Tony to Billy, Gadd to Weckl. Weckl foot on the gas with that fusion cowbell, and really just like, you know, took a lot of influence from Latin, and then put it into a lot of fusion music, the cowbell. So I recently added the cowbell to my kit to pay homage to Weckl and Gadd, because it's just so cool the things you could do with that sound on the kit. But yeah, Weckl's got that rumba clave accented and filling in all the ghost notes with flow rudiments. And he's accenting on the snare with the paradiddle diddle. And so I thought to myself, you see in the clip, I was like, okay, well, anytime, and guys, check this out. Anytime there's like a 4-note grouping, you can change the sticking around to any 4-note rudiment that you know. Any 4-note sticking. I have my book, The List of All Stickings. You can, any list of, if there's a 5-note grouping, change it out with any list of the 5-note groupings. If there's a 6, so there was a paradiddle diddle Weckl used, so I swapped that out for a 6-stroke roll, and so now it's a different accent pattern, a different flow. And so what it did was it created, instead of just after the cowbell, I was able to get one before the cowbell too, making this sort of like cowbell sandwich. Like the accent on the snare is the bread, then the cowbell's the meat, and then the accent on the snare is the bottom bread. And so it's like you make this little sandwich, and it was a cool accent pattern. Da-da, da-da-da. Like every time you make this little sandwich, it's real cool. So just remember that you can, like, again, I'm not here to promote my stuff. Of course I'm going to. I got the list of all stickings, but so you chunk it out. There's 3-note groupings of stickings, 4-note groupings, 5-note groupings of all possible stickings using singles and doubles. And you can swap it out for any one of those stickings, and that will affect your ability to flow. Because again, flow is, you're going to do a double on the snare and then accent here, right? So if I do a paradiddle, but if I do an inverted paradiddle, if I do a reverse paradiddle, just kidding, I'm just playing with y'all. But anyways, you see what I'm saying. It's like you can just take any blah 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 blah. Any list of stickings, any number of what the fuck am I trying to say? You can take any 4-note grouping and substitute it for any sticking that you want, and it will affect the accent pattern and the way that it sounds. So really play around with that. And again, another filter, play around with the rumba clave, accent the rumba clave, and you'll see how I went into like 64th notes at the end, like shit like that. It's like accent right, and move around the kit, like just really play around with what you could do around that steady thing. We call that an anchor, right? So play around the anchor. Also things like dun, 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 dun. There's a thing called parallel. This is just a side tangent real quick because I'm just going to go off. But there's this thing called parallel meters where it's like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 ba ba short short long long short short 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3. But you can do this too. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 long long short short 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 I do a lot of this stuff in my upcoming album. I'm about to release an album soon, and you see a lot of parallel meters on there where it's like you can take, you know, that steady anchor and you can subdivide it differently and make it a whole different feel. Change the time signature. Real cool what you can do. So please, guys, again, milk it for all it's worth. This is what we do, and this is how we develop our sound. kind of fun. Vinnie's signature flam chop. So Vinnie Colaiuta, oftentimes you hear him on the drums. He do this like flam chop. And he do it in different time signatures. So he do it in 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You like flip it and move it around, but always that kind of da 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 in 7. Any time signature. I'm sounding like super artistic, but like it's y'all get the point. Just please follow me along, because it's easier for me to sometimes speak in rhythms. But he just moved that around, that right hand kind of leading on the toms, and like that flam. So that right hand leading on the toms and the flam, very important. And he'd move it around. He'd do it in different time signatures. But you hear Vinnie do this chop oftentimes a lot. And one of my favorite times he used it was that black and white clip that I played at the baked potato, where he's just this is like digging into the flams, and like there's this guy, he's like woo in the background. It's so sick, such an iconic clip. Watch, by the way, more homework for you guys. Watch all of Vinnie at the baked potato. That one like black and white, I think it's black and white, I don't know, maybe I'm tweaking, but that one older video from the baked potato, he walks in, he pops his jacket off, sits behind the kit, and he just starts playing a groove in 7. Like starts just playing around 7 so naturally. This man does not make a mistake when he plays it. It's just truly beautiful the way he paints behind the kit. Please go check out the baked potato videos, but go really dig into this flam chop and like mix it around, move your hand, switch it around. There's a lot of, you see how I used it in a swing beat. If you move that right hand to the cymbal, that's reversed swing beat. Really cool how it can be phrased. So that right hand leading, you can do a lot of possibilities, but also don't sleep on left hand leading too. So yeah, Vinnie's flam chop, iconic signature, another masterpiece and work of art. And finally, to bring it all home, we got Dennis' signature sweeps. Dennis Chambers sweeps. He got this cymbal to tom sweep that he did. Very monumental, very revolutionary, iconic. I mean, these cats are still doing. Dennis did tom sweeps. These cats are still doing sweeps to this day because it's still innovative. Like the fact that you can use a double stroke roll, right, left, left, and take it and sweep it from the high tom to the snare, right, left, left, or from a cymbal to add a kick drum to a floor tom. Right, left, right, left, and go real fast. And Dennis, in this example, this main example from his DVD in the pocket, he did cymbals, snare, floor tom, kick, cymbals. So another triplet, fast kick, da-dum, 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 da-dum. Got to use that slide technique. So, and so you saw how I explored all around with it, all over. A lot of gospel cats really push the boundaries of the sweeps now. You see a lot of gospel cats doing like these like up sweeps, like under the. First of all, regular crossover is right over left. This is like the standard crossover. These gospel cats now are doing like right under left. Up sweeps, and like it's super cool. It's completely flipped over. Now we're not even doing. It was first of all innovative to do right over left down sweeps. Cats are doing right under left up sweeps. So it's like what? And then you're combining them, and this is more like it's ergonomic. But this chop is more like a visual thing too, where it's like if we're doing sweeps and we're doing crossovers, it looks so sick, and it's actually very ergonomic, as unergonomic as it looks. And so now with these modern cats really doing the up sweeps, which is kind of not ergonomic to do an upward sweep. Like double stroke momentum going down, that makes sense. One motion. But to go up, you need to like dig into it and move your arm up. It's actually slightly unnatural, and it's something to be really practiced if you want to get it down and bust it out in the middle of your playing. It's a very unnatural movement, especially like a floor tom to a cymbals. Like gravity's pulling you down and you're coming up. So anyways, that's why it's even cooler. It's like a drummer move, where it's like now we're innovating. We're not going just tom to. We're not going right over left downward. We're going right under left upward. So it's like, and it looks. Look at how that looks. That looks so sick. And then we're gonna flip it, and then we're gonna do left over right, left under right, left over right, left under right. It's really cool. So play around with sweeps. Sweeps are some of the coolest. Still to this day, we're pushing the boundaries of sweeps. You could do like a behind the back sweep. You could do a sweep with your foot, hi-hat to snare. You could do whatever. Really push the boundaries, because that's what fusion's really all about at the end of the day. Fusion is about pushing the boundaries. We're fusing genres together. We're fusing influences into this one fusion. Like fusion isn't even really a genre. It's just a word that kind of explains that it is a bunch of different things. So let's embody the word fusion and really push the boundaries and fuse a bunch of different things together and push the boundaries of what the instrument is capable of. It's really cool. And again, shout out to Dennis for really leading the fusion movement as well. Like Dennis, like when I think of Dennis, I think of how he took a lot of stuff from Billy, and like specifically Billy. Dennis took a lot of stuff from specifically Billy Cobham and just went even crazier with it. And a lot of cats, like you ask a lot of these modern killing cats, who's your favorite drummer? Who's some of your favorite drummers? They're going to say Dennis Chambers 9 times out of 10. If they're a really killing drummer, Dennis Chambers is in that list because he is in the Fusion Drum Avengers. Alright guys, with that being said, I hope you learned a ton of new stuff today, and I hope it inspired a bunch of new ideas. Thank you guys for watching. It was such a pleasure creating this video. I've been wanting to create this for a long time now. I've been wanting to create a video of this style for so long, and I feel like this is a very proper video, and I want you guys to keep coming back to this and keep rewatching different ideas. I'm just trying to inspire you guys, and I hope you guys are I'm feeling inspired just creating it. So I know you're watching it right now like let's go, and you're just gonna explore the boundaries, and you're gonna learn more, and you're gonna develop your own sound. The more you stretch out each idea and the more you push the boundaries of our instrument, it's truly beautiful. So thank you so much for watching. Thank y'all for supporting me. If you want to support me even further, check out my ebooks. I got educational materials. Everything's linked in the website, by the way, as well as a free PDF of all the transcriptions from today's video. That's a downloadable link in the description below. Also in that description, you'll find a link that's going to send you to my website if you would like to purchase my educational content. I got the list of all stickings, I got the hi-hat chick, and I got advanced pad warm-ups, technique tongue twisters for the hands. So please go check out my educational content if you're really fucking with the boy. And also, if you would like to work one-on-one drum lessons, or if you would like to hire me for some session work, send me an email at theitaliandrummer@gmail.com, or go to my website, theitaliandrummer.com, and please holler at your boy, because man, I'm inspired and I love collabing and working together. So with that being said, thank you guys again for watching today's video. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, please stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram at Marco Cidigliano. Subscribe to my YouTube right here, because I'm coming out with my second album. It is being recorded. It is in the production and mixing and mastering phase right now. I got really cool features that you probably know a couple names of the features. I'm excited. For the first time in 5 years, I'm going to be re-releasing, well, not re-releasing, but releasing music again on my artist page. I'm creating music again, guys, so I can't wait for y'all to hear this. Some really cool drumming on this, a cool cover tune featuring a very cool artist, and yeah, I'm collabing with a lot of cats that you guys probably know, so I'm very excited to be releasing music again. So please stay tuned, follow me, and with that being said, guys, get to practice. Go. You got a lot of shit to practice. Get to practice, and let's develop our own sound and push the boundaries of the instrument. Thank you guys for watching. This has been
the top 10 fusion drum grooves and fills.